Guys, I was wrong. I was totally wrong. I was trying to change your mind. For this GAV01 G-Shock, I made a whole video talking about all the points, all the things that you consider to change your mind for this GAV01. But I was wrong. Hence all these comments over here. Totally understandable. Because, you know why? The premise in which I developed all those points was wrong to begin with. That's not the point. It's already in the name, but I was too blind to see it. It is literally in the name. G-Shock Analog Virtual -01. Let me explain. I got 3 points to bring up, so bear with me. I'm going to try to change your mind again. You're still going to think that this watch is ugly. I don't think you're going to end up buying this watch at all by the end of the video. But my main goal here, to at least change your mind from, I would say, this to this. That's all I'm trying to do here. All right, at least this. So starting with the first thing, we'll talk about the idea, and then I'll move toward the design, and then we'll move toward the, my idea category or something like that. First thing is the idea behind the watch. In the name, again, virtual. This is a virtual G-Shock watch. This is a physical product that should not exist because it's supposed to be just, again, in the name, a virtual G-Shock watch for you to quote unquote buy in the metaverse or in the virtual world. But somehow this watch got into production, so that's why it is here right now. This watch is made for us older people like me. I'm getting old, and I believe most of my audience are on the older age as well. So yeah, this watch is made for us, but originally it wasn't made for us. It was supposed to be a digital product. Let me show you guys what I mean. I saw an article recently. Casio made they made an announcement, a collaboration between Casio G-Shock and the Sandbox, basically a Web3 based gaming platform. So they made a collaboration with Casio G-Shock. They got a license to create all this product. The game is called G-Shock City, which could log in and play already, which I didn't, because I didn't get it this thing, because there's involved NFT and there's involved blockchain, which mean you have to pay for them. So I'm not gonna do that. And they create all these 5 characters, which is kind of cool. G-Shock droid, they call them. Okay, the red one based off the square, the yellow one based off the GW6900, the blue one based off a GA2100, the green one looks pretty cool, GA110, and the black one is the star of the show, based off the GAV01 model. And if you were to compare the actual watch with the droid, I gotta say the droid looks far better than this thing. But that's not the point. The point here is that once Casio enter into this virtual world, they don't have to do this anymore. Alright, back then, whenever they tried to create a figurine, they have to actually manufacture one of these and release a G-Shock watch alongside with this thing. It is really collectible. There's a DW6900 version with a PSP collaboration in purple. There's a 100 series in army green, 110 series in multicolored. They haven't released one in Mudman, but they do release the figurine, but they did not make the watch. Well, they have the watch, but not a pair watch. They got a baby G over here. I love all these figurines. They are really collectible, but these things are really hard to get. Now, you could just buy them. Granted, they are in digital form, not physical form, but at least Casio could now test the market. If these things get enough popularity, maybe they will start manufacturing all these things, and that will be much more cost efficient for Casio. And that's bringing me to the design. Anyway, all the talks didn't explain the design. So point number 2 will be some idea which I came up with of why this watch looks the way it is. Anyway, back in 2023, Casio made an announcement that they're going into virtual world. So all this is not new. They already announced this. What they're going to do, they release a creator pass on Discord invite, all of that, and then here it is. There we go. They create a G-Shock, a virtual G-Shock NFT that they are selling. So they got 2 models over here, right? Let me show you guys down here. It is so, there we go. Virtual G-Shock. Look at the reference number, VGA001. This one is GAV01. So in a way, it looks kind of similar, except this one, once you compare this to this one's actually a much better design than one of these. Because we all know, if Casio were to decide to manufacture this thing, they 100% could do it. not in metal but in resin, but they could 100% could do it. Not necessarily to have all those multicolor or that kind of bracelet. They could easily just make one of these toy ring and it would still works. We all know that Casio could make this happen, but thank God they only released one of these, which is good. Also, there's another version, VGA002. This is far better in my opinion. So, I know this watch is ugly, but if you give this thing a chance, I have a feeling GAV02, the second version of this watch, might be better if they base it off this design. This is the concept. The production model will be different. The same way I'm feeling this is the concept, the production model is different. So I might not get my hopes up, but ooh, so far it looks kinda cool, right? Anyway, that's as far as the design goes. Now, speaking of virtual world, if you ever played, now we're getting into what the youth are doing. As we all know, Casio always associate themselves with all the youth activities, such as skateboarding. So they made a collaboration with skateboard brand, or the DGK collaboration back then, or rap music. So they made a collaboration with Eminem and they released a G-Shock alongside with it as well. Or bicycle sports, they released a collaboration with Cherry & Co based off a GA500 series before. And also there's released a Stash collaboration as well with the Gravity artist. And then there's the GBA400 series G-Shock based off music, you know, something that the youth are into as well. Artwork, golf tournament, you get the point. Whenever Casio decide to associate themselves with something that the youth are into, youth activity I would say, they made a G-Shock collaboration for that. Alright? But in 2023, you know what they do? They're trying to enter another youth activity called virtual world, aka gaming. Virtual is just a wide term because they could now make collaboration with other things as well, such as, check this out, Doodles, basically an app, I would say video platform, so you could see video, pretty much like Netflix I would say, but you know, much more not as popular. Casio watches NFT again, and then they also made a collaboration with this Step and Go app, so they could give this badge to all the, I would say, a fitness app, game-like thing. I haven't tried this out. Illuvium, I have no idea what these things are. And the Sandbox, which is recently another gaming platform. So the point is that the gaming is huge right now. A lot of people are into gaming, young or old. So they're trying to get into those world. It all started in 2023, and ever since then, they already released a couple of G-Shock watches that is cool looking at least, such as the Full Metal Square G-Shock with all those body lines on it. So those actually based off the virtual G-Shock, except it was based off an already existing model. And then there's also a collaboration between actual mobile gaming, which is also really cool as well. There's the color version based off the gaming world. I don't know what's called the virtual color series, I might be wrong that. There's also the white and plug up PlayStation 5 colors to it, which is also suspiciously similar, but they didn't market it as such. Anyway, you get the point. The virtual series G-Shock watch is not new. The GAV01 model is new. So this is entirely a new category G-Shock they're trying to bring. And that brings me to my third point. I'm going to talk about the category now. Now, we all know that this is the master of G. Everybody knows that. Wait, let me bring the watch a bit forward. All right, here we go. This is the master. Wait, how do I do this? Put it over here, I think. And then we got one of these. I'm not going to say the reference number. You guys could comment down below if you know what this thing is. But this is a vintage category Tough Solar G-Shock watch. They're still a G-Shock, but they are made for different kind of category. And then we got the Step Tracker G-Shock watch. Also, same G-Shock, but different category, right? And we got this entry-level G-Shock watch over here, the square model. Same G-Shock, but different category. And we got this thing as the G-Lite model for surfing. Yeah, if you go into surfing, they made a G-Shock watch for that as well. And if you're into Marzitan, we got the first G-Shock with solar panel on there. And of course, if you are into, well, yacht, you got one of these as well, GWNQ1000. Anyway, the point is that there's a G-Shock for every kind of sports, for every kind of category. This is a G-Shock for a new category. It overlaps with the big case category. This one overlaps with the entry-level category. It overlaps with, I would say, not the G still, but it is an a GG category as well. But it is actually, the thing is that this is called the virtual G-Shock category. You could even say that virtual G-Shock equal ugly G-Shock. And that would totally be true for now, because we only got one model so far. We haven't seen the version 2, version 3, version 4 yet. Give them time, okay? Now, this watch also represents the idea behind virtual gaming as well. If you ever try playing a virtual game, easiest one, I mean the most hot topic right now is Roblox. It is totally free, everybody could go in, just play it right away, right now, on your phone. Download the app and you could straight away play it, which is so cool. But there's some problem with the app, of course, but we're not going to go through that. The point is that everybody, when they go into the virtual world, they try to blend in with everyone else in the virtual world. And what's common in virtual world is that everybody looks like an alien. Everybody looks like some kind of freak. Everybody looks like, I don't know, something that is not human. Or I would say, not normal. If you want to blend in the virtual world, you cannot be normal. Being normal in the virtual world is not normal. That's why it looks the way it is. That's why it did not look normal. It is made to not look like all of this model. It is made to not look like this. It cannot look like this. It has its own identity. This is cool. So to be different, it gotta be uncool. But this is again the first variation. They could make it better, like the droid just now. It is way better than one of these, right? But there's the thing. This watch, this new category is made to be different. Even the hand was built differently. The digital display was designed differently. Everything in this watch is not the same as the usual G-Shock we know and love. Well, I don't know where this thing gonna head. Probably gonna bankrupt the company. I don't know. But so far, I'm excited to see what's be coming up next. And I hope you guys understand, or at least view this watch from a new point of view. At least, you know, understand it. You don't have to like it. You just at least understand it. That's all. Oh, by the way, Casio will be announcing that they're gonna release a new color version for this in bright pink. So that's another thing that is also related to virtual world, right? I mean, bright pink, fluorescent yellow, silver, retro color, like they already released before, blacked out like one of these. So all of those are gaming colors, and they're exciting colors, I would say. They're gonna look ugly, but at least they are virtual. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. This is G-Shock High Fashion Channel. Subscribe to see more. Oh, by the way, this one is not currently charged. It says charged. I just put it on for the video. Okay.